200. 200 live streams. Ain't that crazy amount of live streams? Might not be as much as others, but for me, 200's a big number. Good to see everybody. As always, we've got Garcia, Scotty, Slim Tim. Good to see you guys. Yeah, hit that like button if you would. I'm trying to get this thing out here. Let me know if the audio is okay. And for those of you who may have missed it, Slim Tim had a gender reveal video last night. I shared it out. I was there for it. They're having a boy, and he's super excited about it because he's had 3 girls. Now he finally got the boy he wants. But I do feel bad for him because it'll be just him and his son against 4 women. So that ratio is not in his favor. Hey, USA, good to see you. Appreciate you coming in, buddy. Several things going on here in the fish room, some of which I can't talk about yet. On this channel, you guys know I just like to have fun. Comedy sprinkled with a little bit of education, but I can't teach you guys much. You already know everything. So I just sprinkle the education and try to give more comedy and fun. Hey, say to you, Scotty. Hey, Roy, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, Tim finally got his boy. Hey, Tara. Tara, by the way, this is a subject I want to talk about. Tara here, my sister. I think we rubbed off on her enough. Got herself a fish tank again, getting back in the hobby. 20-gallon long, had some hiccups in the road. Sent her an awesome care package to get her started, including a sponge filter to instantly cycle that bad boy. There's also a sack of bio rings. She can just sit in the tank to help with that, and some plants. Some nice spiral valve, one piece of jungle valve. She'll have to trim that bad boy a little bit because we know how jungle valve grows. And some crypts, some small crypts I had, along with some other goodies. She's going to be rocking the Fluval planted light. The names escape me at the moment. She'll have to download the Fluval Smart app, but she's going to have fun with that light, the Fluval Aqua Sky light. Lots of cool things and goodies coming her way, including a bucket, a small bucket, which houses with water in it, duct taped everything so nothing spills out. But we're getting her set up. So now when Tara comes in here, she can talk about fish. She can share experiences and things like that. You got it. You got it, Slim Tim, for sure. Yeah, that's good. It's real good. So, but she has the room. She's just going to be, she doesn't know it, but she'll probably end up with more tanks, at least 2 more. What you don't know is she's going to get addicted and hooked and make room for 2 more tanks. It's going to happen. And one of them is going to be a bigger tank. I know it's going to happen. So that's in the news. She'll be getting that tank looking sweet. Going to start off with some neon tetras, I believe. What else? There's more drama in the fish community. But I try to keep it all fun here. But I don't care who you are. Everyone in here likes a little bit of drama. I have some special fish, very special fish that I'm getting for this $375 right here. And I can't talk about it. I can't reveal too much about it because this is a priceless fish. They're expensive to buy, but they're priceless for a few reasons. And as long as they arrive safely and alive, I'm going to reveal that in a video. I've already started working on it. So look forward to that video coming out. Very special fish coming my way. One of my bucket list fish. Scotty knows about it, but he doesn't know this other fact about it. Can't put a price tag on these. As far as the Aquatic News Network goes, I don't know if you guys seen his post. Tommy ran into some trouble, although this episode will play. It is redirected, and it'll be good. But there on out, he had an unfortunate screen. His screen broke on his laptop, and his phone camera doesn't work, or the screen's bad on it. So Aquatic News Network segments will be out of commission until we can get him some kind of a laptop. He's looking at different things, building them, maybe replacing the screens and things like that for his laptop. Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. Somebody wrote a song about me not knowing. Scotty doesn't know. That does sound familiar. Hey, P-Tag, good to see you. I was talking to Scotty and P-Tag this morning a little bit. But for you guys that don't know, I added the blood parrots in this tank. Of course, my Oscar, the Pleco went in first, then the Oscar, then the blood parrots. But I added my Jack Dempsey to this aquarium. We was talking about it last week. I was worried about him being a bully, things like that. And at first, when I put him in, he was bumping the other fish a little bit, trying to assert dominance. But he's chilled out. And the Oscar and him are friends. By far, the most aggressive fish in this aquarium right now are the two blood parrots, and I kind of thought they might be, depending on how this Dempsey act. But now the blood parrots are pushing around all the other fish, including the Pleco. They lived with this Pleco when they were in the 125 back here. They're just something else. They got some attitude. But it seems to be getting along pretty good, everybody. I just hope it stays that way. We'll see what happens in the future. Hey, Whip, good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you coming in. 200th show. 200th live stream celebration. I've been keeping my eyeball on that because the reason why I know is because I group all my videos in playlists. So I've redone it a couple times, but this last time I made it pretty simple. You've got the podcast. My podcast is just all the videos I do. And I got shorts, off topic, and then I have a live stream playlist. And I was watching that counter go up, and this is the 200th live stream. Craig Catfish, he probably's got like 2,000. He streams a lot. But so I thought that was to be pretty cool. So yeah, got some really cool fish coming for the 375. I did have a tiger barbed eye on me. He went over the fence. Other than that, everything's going good. I've been doing a lot of work in my tanks, getting them cleaned up, getting the algae off. Overgrown water sprite, overgrown duckweed. I got this blue Lowe's. God, I can't never do this. This Lowe's bucket behind me is full of duckweed. It gets so thick, you guys know, it starts blocking the light out. You can't even see anything anymore, and it kind of will kill the other plants because they block so much light out. So every few months, I have to go in there and net out a bunch of duckweed and get rid of it. I might feed a little bit to the Mabuna and things like that, but they'll eat it a little bit, but they're not super crazy about it. I watch them pull it in and spit it out. Tara, by the way, didn't want duckweed, but it's about impossible to send somebody something when it comes to plants, especially a sponge filter. There's little bits, you'll see them, they're a little green, they float at the top. You can put them in. I actually like the way they look. They're fantastic for the aquarium, but they grow like a virus, and once you have it, it's hard to get rid of. Now, well, just having a little fun. Good morning to you, sir. Mocking me, Raisin. Excuse me. But everything's going pretty good. How's everybody today? What are you guys getting into this weekend? Whip was a little bit. I seen that. Man, I'll tell you what, Whip, you looked rough on that short you put out about scraping algae off near the sand. I could tell you look tired, man. You look like you went through 3 stages of hell. Not you, the sand mocks me. I don't know why you don't like sand. It's the superior substrate. We've been through it. But I think you were just overthinking. I just ram the flipper scrapers down in there. If I'm using a handheld one, I just go right down in there and get it out. Now, what kind of sand did you use on that whip? I'm curious because you have to. I just did we talked about the different sands on my last live stream, done videos on the past. If you're using a lighter weight sand, something like you would get from the pet store, it's going to plume up in the water column and go into your filters. That's why to this date, my favorite's Pool Filter and Sandblast, that Black Diamond sandblasting sand. I just went through 3 stages of hell at work last night. Ew. None of that. Whip says I'm old. What can I say? Hey, Tommy. Good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you coming in. Don't feel bad, Whip. You're not the only old fart here. Huh? What do you guys get to be my age? You guys are young bucks. Got a lot going on after the stream. I've got to go get a bunch of supplies, redoing the bathrooms. Got to, we're going to go tile. Got a guy coming over. We're going to rip these bad boys out, redo these bathrooms. It's going to be nice when it's all said and done, but I got to go with this fella today, I think, and pick all the supplies up he needs. Get started on this. Making a few upgrades around the house and changes. When I got a decent house, 2,000 square foot brick ranch. But whoever did that, flip the house and fix it up for us, so it did cut a lot of corners. And you don't really notice these things until you've lived in a house for a while. It's kind of like reviewing a product. You can't really do a true 100% good review until you've spent ample amount of time with it. I got a product running in here right now and ones that I did in the past to see how they do and perform and over time and things like that, because I want to see how they do. You don't really know till you get some time with it. And it's kind of like that. Once you've lived in a house long enough, you start noticing and seeing things that an inspector would easily miss. Like they put hardwood floor over the old laminate floor in the kitchen. When we redid our floors, they never put a vapor barrier down. I live on a slab, so a vapor barrier is important. They never did that. We got that corrected. Painting walls over wallpaper. The way they installed the sinks was ridiculous. Just a lot of things like that. When they redid the bathrooms, all they did was paint over the current tubs. And I hate that. My wife hates that because what happens is the paint starts peeling off. When they installed the bathrooms, we looked under and there's nothing supporting the tub basin. They just chopped some of the slab away to make room and never supported it. You can feel that when you're in there. Things like that I have to fix now, and we're slowly getting them corrected. Gutters. Down south, I noticed. Up north, everybody has gutters. Down here, nobody has gutters. A few houses have them, but they just don't do it. When you're on a slab, it's not near as important as if you have a crawl space. But if you don't put gutters on your house, it causes problems. I don't care where you live, because you get that water line dripping right next to your house. If you have concrete slab over the years, you'll see that line where the water just beats the concrete down and wears it down. It splashes the side of your house, causing green algae on the side of the house that you got to then pressure wash at least once or twice a year. So I installed gutters all around the house myself, saved a ton of money. The good thing is I can do a lot of this stuff by myself, but I cannot redo bathrooms. I can do the work, but it's going to take me 4 times as long while working at my job. So we got a guy coming in with decent prices. I just got to go pick the stuff up for him. Swivel's in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Warren, our friend from Africa. Good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you coming in. Built to sell. You exactly right, P-Tech. P-Tech says, I hate the paint over the tub instead of exactly. They were being cheap. Pretty sure they used the same cabinets in the kitchen that and they just painted them basically souping up a crap house, so a lot of those cabinets, been the holes re-drilled to attach the face of drawers, and stuff's uneven. So the next thing we're going to attack is probably the kitchen. Tim doesn't have any gutters. I installed my own. Whip says, I mostly have pool filter sand. The sand in question is a black aquarium sand I picked up at Petco and PetSmart. I forgot the brand. I know you can't buy it anymore. It's the black aquarium sand. Oh, yeah, it's more like a gravel whip. They sell black. It's like a small, fine little light. I don't even think it's gravel. It's so light. But you can just use black diamond sandblasting sand. I use it in many of my tanks. Works great. Scotty, that when you did that video on the Hygger backpack filter, you have a nice black gravel in the back of that tank behind you. What a beautiful, nice black gravel that is. And I'm assuming it's some kind of fluoride or plant nutrient rich substrate. Cecil is lurking and watching College Game Day. All right, Cecil, appreciate you coming in, buddy. I don't watch football. Tara said, didn't you also have problems with water leaking? Yeah, when we first moved into the house, we had a leak. And our kitchen, this was the old floor, and they used the crappiest hardwood flooring. It's not real hardwood. It was the crappiest flooring you can put down in the kitchen. And when it gets wet, it bubbles up. We had water going into our living room, onto our bedroom, into the kitchen. The floor was bubbling up. All these things. Ripped it up. Here, what we found is when the people painted the tubs, they pulled all the faucets and sinks off in the drain. And when they put the drain back together, they cross-threaded it. So every time it drained, the water was leaking out. So the whole floor had to be redone. Ridiculous. You can't trust contractors these days. There's only one contractor that I trust, and he's my buddy, but he lives in PA, and it's hard to get him down here. Okay, Sky says that is a dirted tank with a sand cap. But what kind of sand? It looks black to me. Yeah, I got, right, not above me here, but right in here in this next room, there's a crawl space to get up into the attic. Not a crawl space. It's like you just take the door off, get up there. It's an access. And right up there is the chimney. There's a slight leak when it rains hard around there. I got a bucket up there, and I've had people come out 3 times. None of the repairs fixed it. So that's another thing I got to attack. I've got to get up there and fix that leak around the chimney. I've had it resealed. I've had it resided. There was rotted wood. That's another thing. They re-roofed the house, and when they put siding around the chimney, there was rotted wood in there they never replaced. So I had all that pulled out, replaced with new wood, resealed, tarred, you name it, it still leaked. So the next thing is to get a new cap and see what's going on there. If that don't fix it, I'm going to have to pay someone to come in here and just replace the whole dang roof on this house or something. Black sand from Petco. Okay, yeah, I've had that stuff. I don't like it. The reason why I don't like it, Scotty, is just so light. When you're in there trying to, I know you don't do any vacuuming, but periodically I like to go in there and suck out, because I got some big fish, and you got big fish too. But this common pleco poops constantly. He's huge poops, and I don't want them to sit and build up. I have to periodically pull that stuff out. And that stuff's so light, it comes up into the hose or the tube, whichever one you're using, and clogs it up. Plan on sand capping the fluval biostratum. Okay. And Tim, I love that vampire crab, man. He's so cool to watch. That last video I watched, he was sitting there and he was rubbing his face like a cat. He went like a, them things are neat. Did a good job on that palletarium. Hey, Jose, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I think maybe next stream we'll get over to StreamYard so we can get some people up. I haven't had some people up in a while. Like to for sure do that and bring some people up. I also like StreamYard because it's much easier to add a camera on the fly. You don't have to schedule it beforehand. The free version. No, Jeff Kane this morning. He's been in early. Usually he's still in bed. He's still in bed. He ain't getting up this morning. That's why I don't vacuum. I let the wave makers do the work. And I hear you, Scotty. And I've been doing that as in the 375 here. I added a second power head in the back. It's facing down and it's blowing all across the back of the tank to push all the crap to the middle. That way, when I'm vacuuming it out, and I say vac, but all I do is I took your advice, Scotty, and I just have my 32-gallon brute garbage can here. And I put a short out because it's harder to reach the bottom of this tank. So I made a long piece of PVC and stuck this hose through it. And I just go around and siphon it out. I'm not going to say vac it. I siphon it out to get everything cleaned up. Another thing I got to complain about, and this is where I wish I would have used live stream or StreamYard today. But here, let me just move the camera. And maybe you guys can help me with this. And I'm no stranger to this, but look at all the cyanobacteria and look at all the pleco poop. He's a monster. That's all he does. And this will give you a good look at the 375 right now. Got the Dempsey down there, the Parrots up there, and the Oscar. He's getting bigger fast. I'm feeding them like crazy too. But the cyanobacteria, I don't even know how it got started in here. This tank hasn't even been running that long. I'm going to pan you up to the lights. I am doing my DIY. Come on, stay straight. Come on, why I suck at this? Sorry about all this movement. But you see my little DIY lights I use on this aquarium to a timer. They're very high up off the aquarium. I'm still getting all this cyanobacteria. I'm assuming, if from my experience with it, that cyanobacteria occurs when you get too much nutrients in the tank. Lighting doesn't help, and cyanobacteria likes places where there's not a lot of flow. That's why it's down at the bottom on rocks and things like that. There is plenty of flow in this aquarium. And you can see your plants there, Scotty. They're doing pretty good. But I got to get in here. I got to vac out all this poop and cyanobacteria. And not that I want to, but I may have to dose this bad boy with erythromycin to make sure I totally kill it. But I don't understand why I keep getting this dang cyanobacteria building up. It's driving me up the wall. I absolutely hate cyanobacteria. There's Jeff. Been lurking since you started. Dave finished early today. Congrats on your shift. Appreciate you, Jeff. Oh, Jeff changed his avatar, I see. Cool. That dang sandal. I do a week-long blackout to get rid of cyanobacteria. Okay. How's that treat your plants, though, for a week? They do okay with the ambient light because I'll still have these big shop lights coming on. But, I mean, I can do that. I've heard of the blackout method. I just try to remove it as much as I can physically. Do a good water change. I have used erythromycin in the past, but the problem is erythromycin does kill it. But if you have a little bit of it left in there, it still comes back. So I feel like erythromycin is really the only way to truly kill it once you get out as much as you can. Tim says the blackout method is where you completely cover all the panels of the aquarium so light can't. Oh, okay. I thought the blackout method was just turn all the lights off. I don't know. I can't stand it. It drives me nuts. It looks ugly. It's easy to take out, but it's not that easy to kill. So that's why I was thinking of just using erythromycin. Tim says the inhabitants will survive on the breakdown. The inhabitants will survive on the breakdown of cyanobacteria or the bacteria on surfaces. Excuse me. I had this problem in a few other tanks. I pretty much got it nipped in the butt in those tanks. I do find more frequent water changes help as well. But yeah, we're going to have to try some things for sure. Tim says I've had to do 2 blackouts with success. Okay. Sky says, Jesse, I think you should drain the entire tank, swap out the sand for black sand. That will fix it. That's true, Scotty. You guys know I was complaining about this or this play sand. I still think I'm going to cap it. But that is the problem when you have a little off subject. But God, these plecos, they just constantly poop. They're poop machines. Poop, poop, poop. Now, it's not all him. I've been feeding this Oscar and this guy a little bit more. I'm trying to get this Oscar to get big fast. But they're loving this space. They're loving this new space. Yep. Happy with this tank for sure. You just got to keep up on it. You have them big old fish in there. It gets dirty fast. But them parrots right there, they're by far the most aggressive and territorial ones in there. There's something else, but I like my spicy fish. I don't know about you guys. A lot of people like peaceful fish, which I do too. But that's probably part of the reason why I like cichlids so much is because I love the spicy attitude. Most of my fish in here are decently territorial. I have less problems out of my Mbuna than anything. Angelfish kind of, in my experience, just bother each other and nobody else. These parrots are always messing with everybody. Tiger barbs are pretty chill when you keep them in a species-only tank. They get to it every once in a while. And, of course, my big Oscar back there is a little spicy. Sky says, Jeff Kane, I haven't forgot you. I will send you that file after the stream. Love them. Tim says, I love my Africans. Yeah, same. I like them. To be honest with you, I like them both. I have a mix of Africans and South Americans. I feel like South Americans are starting to become a little bit leaning more towards them. They got some really cool fish. Angels, Oscars. I believe the plecos are South American. Now, the blood parrots aren't South American, but these other special fish I have coming are. So at the end of the day, this tank will be basically a South American tank. I've never been afraid. I'm not a purist. I've never been afraid to mix Africans with South Americans. I've got a goldfish hanging out with angelfish. Because at the end of the day, my water chemistry is, now they're different for each tank because each tank's like a thumbprint. They're never the same. But the water's basically the same. The temperature's the same. My water change schedules are the same. They all get along. There's no issues. I don't have biotopes, and I'm not a purist. So nothing is, in my fish room, how it should be per the species. I've never worried about that. Just as you're good, Scotty, life is crazy at the moment, so I'm not extremely concerned about it whenever it's convenient. Oh, MNC came in. Good to see you, buddy. What do you say here? Think one pleco is bad. Try having 100 green dragons in the tank. Oh, that's right. I gotta buy some of those off of Branton. Told him months ago. Now I'm ready. I can do that. I got a beautiful tank for him too. My polar blue tiger parrot up there in that 20-gallon long laid eggs again. Unfortunately, so we didn't know what fish were eating them. We didn't know if it was the daddy convict that's in there or if it was the 3 Cory cats. So I moved the Cory cats over to the 20-gallon long shrimp tank behind it. And I'm going to tell you what, they're happier in that tank. I think they were getting bullied a little bit by those fish. They're much happier, more active over there. So that's going great. But it was the convict that was getting to those eggs. So I would like more of those. So if they lay eggs again, I'm going to pull that convict out, put it right down there in that 55 with its family so she can have those eggs. Because I'd like to get me some more of those tiger parrots. They're cool. And another spicy fish. Whip World says spice your fish is where it's at. I like it. USA's in. Good to see you, buddy. Jody. Mother FMP, good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. Always good to see you. I got everything ordered to start shipping here soon. MSC says, hey, Jody. And 3G, if he comes in, I got a new name for him. He likes it. I was watching Vibes this morning a little bit. It's 3, the FG. Jose, he's going to be sending me some discus. I'm not going to let him forget about that. I got a good tank for them. I'm ready when you are. Go ahead and send them anytime. He says they're not born yet. I think they are, and he's just hiding it from me. But he's not going to get away. If I got to drive to New York, I'm going to get them discus. And I might take a couple of his big ones with me when he ain't looking. When he goes to the bathroom or something, I might go over there. Well, thanks, buddy. I got to get going. That'd be a long drive from New York down to here. Swiffle, good to see you, buddy. SWFL came across the magic spoon. I don't know if you guys remember that, but there is a magic red spoon that makes everything better. That's all you need in the fish room. Probably the only tool you need. He came across it today. All he did was look at it, and it made the job he was doing easier. It's that magical, and he remembers. Let me see the snow dragons. I'll tell you what. I'm going to do a little test with you guys. I've talked about it before, but it's been a while, so I won't be mad at you if you don't get this right. But does anybody know what my bucket list pleco would be? I've talked about it a few times. Can you take a guess? Whip says almost no one has biotapes. A biotape is the exact representation of a specific location. Not many people have the substrate from a specific spot. Exactly, Whip. Exactly. I don't get into all that. There are people out there that do it. Who has the time for that? Yeah, I'm going to go to South America just to collect stuff to put in a glass box at my house. Excuse me. In North America. Just so I can say, look what I did. No, thanks. Although it'd be neat to go see that. Aquarium Delirium coming in. Good to see you, buddy. Congratulations on staying the distance on the live. Yeah, appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, 200. 200th live stream today. I'd do a giveaway, but I can't. I'm out. I got some food left, but things are getting low. Well, don't you worry. I got plans. MSC says, but so all my snow dragons. So what? So I'm just going to say it. So the one pleco that I've always wanted is the gold nugget. I would love to have one of those gold nugget plecos. What a pretty. The snowballs are nice, but that gold nugget stands out to me. I'd love to have one of those. So if anybody has some gold nuggets or is breeding some, I'll be a customer. No. Lost track of time, but I'm here. Oh, there's John. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. Mr. Select Pet. Appreciate you coming in. Jose says, I have this beautiful pair. I have them separate. Tried everything known to prevent egg fungus, trying Paragard. Last thing I tried, egg seems good for 2 days, and then eggs are gone. A good meal. Yeah, it's... Well, I wonder if the discus, the mums themselves are probably eating it, not getting it right. It might, like angels, it might take them a few times. Like Swiffle taught me, might take them a few times to get it right before they stop eating their own babies. MNC had a gold nuggets at one time. You get more, let me know, man. I'd like because my local fish store wants a mint for them. I mean, I know they ain't cheap because they're such a specialty fish, but I'm not paying what they want. Them gold nuggets are pretty. I like them bad boys. You know, another reason why I like having sponge filters in my tanks, apart from all the reasons we already know, but I'll tell you what, fish like playing in the bubbles. Gives them something else to do. And I feel that's important. Changing the scape up every once in a while, sand so they can dig it up and play in it. Power heads give them flow to swim in, and these bubbles. The Golden Dojo Loach loves bubbles. They love to play in the bubbles. It gives them something else to do. I feel that's important for a fish's mental health. And we all know if your mental health's good, your physical health is going to be good. Got to give these fish something else to do other than staring at the same four walls all the time. Boy, the plants are taking off in this 55-gallon tiger barb tank, too. There's Daniel Ingalls. Good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you coming in. Tara likes the bubbles for her mental health. Yeah, see, it helps you, too. I like the boiling sound. Brewing some soup. Things like that. I have 4 gold nuggets. Love the bright yellow, my favorite pleco. Okay, cool, Jose. Yeah, I think I knew that. I think I knew you had the gold nuggets. Dan says, congratulations on all the good. I appreciate you, Dan. Yeah. I just Google gold nugget plug. Oh, you never seen one? Or are you just saying you Google it to look at it and end it? Instead of keeping it, you just Google it. They are cool. I like them a lot. I'd like to have one of them bad boys in here roaming around. Now, answer me this, riddle me this. I have another common pleco in a 75 right behind here where I'm pointing. He's the only one in that tank now. From all the research I've done, they recommend not putting plecos together because they become very aggressive and territorial with each other, specifically the commons. These are 2 fairly large plecos, only getting bigger. I don't think I could get away with putting him in this tank with this other one. What do you guys think about that? Jody, you have your 56 shed built. 56 shed built for the Jody's too busy building their 56 rack and drilling tanks for the Tropical Fish Company. L81 gold nugget. Yeah, okay. I don't understand all those L numbers. I have never seen an F1 gold nuggets. The much larger Goldie Sunshine plecos have been bred. Need a big tank for them. Okay. Yeah, I know F1 means the first generation. I have a mix of plecos, and he says so far in a tank. Okay. MSC says here soon my fishermen will be transitioning from the more common fish to the more rare endangered fish. Well, you should probably do better than MNC for sure. Jody P says, I'm really just getting moving. I overslept. That's odd. She's getting worn down. Too much work. John says, interesting. Common plecos live in groups in the wild, and I've kept them together with no issues multiple times. I haven't heard. Okay. Well, no, I'm learning from you, but anytime I've searched this many times, and they recommend not putting them together in an aquarium. Now, in the wild, they may live in groups together, and it might not be a problem because they got the whole world to get away. In captivity, they only have so much room to get away. I wonder if that's the difference. I don't know. But I'd hate to, because this other one behind me is by far more aggressive than my bigger one in here. I don't know what to do. Scotty says, Jesse, the disaster tank I fixed for my friend had 2 huge plecos in there, 300-gallon with no tank issues. Okay, I appreciate that. The only other thing holding me back from trying it then is because he does like to go. He killed a goldfish that I had. If you look at my channel trailer, you'll see a pleco in there with a beautiful Oranda swimming next to him. He killed that fish. I thought I could save him. Woke up one morning that some bee was sucking on him. Cecil says, my 2 common plecos got along fine in the same tank, and then I lost one. The other one was really sad. They loved each other. Oh, that sucks. Hey, you'll hear those stories. Whip said, I have never found that to be true. My buddy had 3 18-inch commons and a 55. Don't ask. He wouldn't listen to me, and they got along fine. Okay. All right. This is good information. I'm glad I asked about it. The sunshines are beautiful. They grow larger. How big do these sunshines get that Allison was talking about? And Jose says, Jesse, for the tank, the sunshine would be amazing. How big they get? John says, I've had 2 males, bristle nose, have full knockdown, drag out fights doing damage, but only those 2. I think it was a breeding dispute. Okay. Yeah. And with this subject, all fish have different personalities like people. You know, it's going to go one way or the other, regardless of what fish, what tank, things like that. 12 to 14 inches. Okay. My big guy here is probably 11 or so. He's girthy too. And I like him. I like my common plecos. This one here behind me, I didn't really want that I was talking about. It's in the 75, but the guy on Facebook Marketplace said, look, if you don't take him, he's going to a lake or a river. I'm like, no, bring him over. My consequences of that decision was I lost a goldfish, but I also stopped somebody putting an invasive fish in the local waterways. Oh, good morning. Good to see you. Have a guest. Foxy needs to come in. Foxy's always asking about you. Now you're in here and she ain't here. But I'm missing my other seat. What did we do last time?
The ladder.
Ah, yeah, that's right there. Look who woke up.
Well, actually, I've been awake.
Jesse. Oh, you guys sent Jose sent me a picture. Yeah, I know you've been up, but oh, that thing is cool. Yeah. That is cool. That's a good looking pleco for sure. Good morning, Emma. Jose says here. Yeah, Foxy's always asking about. She said you're fired last time because you weren't. Every time she comes in, you're not here. Whip says, I want to pick up an albino sailfin, which is smaller to the common in size and temperature. Okay. So I'm not the only one that likes the big plecos. A lot of people down them, but if you have the space for it, oh, Jesus. My Oscar just attacked my pleco there, and the pleco didn't put up with it. Mm-hmm. You're going to have these things. I monitor these fish. The Dempsey got the heck out of the way. And that Oscar's so peaceful. I hope these guys don't make him mean. Oh, yeah. See, now he's opening. Oh, here we go. The Dempsey and the Oscar. Dempsey's a little bigger than him right now. I got to keep an eye. Jody P says, morning.
Hello.
Hello. Emma, good morning. Roxanne is getting married today. Oh, that's today. Okay. Gotcha. Very cool. Getting married today. Having a thing. Going to be a thing going on today. Jose says, when white dragons are ready, send me a message. I have time. Okay. Jeff says, heading there shortly. All right, Jeff. Got you. Got you, my friend. So everybody said hello. Hello and congratulations. Wonder if they're going to, I think they're putting the whole thing on live, right? Ain't that right? Jeff's running the camera, I think. He's going to be like the 1980s dad, like this ways.
1980s dad.
with the big cam on the shoulder, like Scotty had.
Would you do that or no? Would you do that?
No, well, that's I mean you had to. You remember them big old camcorders you put your shoulder? All the dads turned into video. Like Scotty had one. He used to do it. Not this one. I will be. I will be on a video chat with Foxy's Out of State family. Okay. Appreciate the stop signs, Tim. I got to keep an eye. Getting a little aggression in there. You get that with species fish.
Is it okay if after this we go to the store?
No, I was already at the store this morning.
You were?
Mm-hmm.
To get what?
Coffee and creamer. Scotty says, don't laugh. That's 100% true. I had a huge JCPVS camcorder. Yeah, and that's how you do. You walk around like that. You got to get yourself that independent suspension so it's as still as possible. Peplin, good to see you, buddy. I don't think I said hello to you, sir. I filmed a lot of moose with that thing. Still got the VHS tape, Scotty? I've never had Dempsey's live up to their reputation. And that's interesting, Whip. So when I bought this Dempsey, I needed a Dempsey that had attitude because I was going to put him with that Pleco that's a little bit more aggressive. I needed to neutralize. I needed to have somewhat of a balance. When I went to the local fish store, they had a 300-gallon aquarium, and he was in there with massive fish, chasing them off 3-4 times his size. And I wanted a Dempsey too. I said, I want that one. Brought him home, and the result was balance. I put him in there. They went at each other, but then things chilled out. I put him in here. I was kind of worried there might be an issue with him. He did push guys around a little bit, like I said earlier, but in the end, he's starting to chill out again, I think. The blood parrots are the only ones causing any kind of crap. Sky says, yes, I do, but I don't have a way to play it anymore. You can buy them VCR still, buddy. There's Branton. Good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you coming in. Bear Bottom, the Brantons coming in. BBB, the BBC. Jose. Does anybody ever see? I wanted to ask you guys, do you come across Coldwater Brandon, Coldwater Aquatics? I haven't been seeing him, or is that just because he's not showing up my feed? Is he still doing live streams? Coldwater Aquatics? Brandon? Is he still on? Is he doing things? Is he doing stuffs?
The reason why I asked is because we don't have any like drinks other than water.
Well, the water is what you need to drink.
I still want other things.
I don't think he's active anymore, huh? Whip? What do you do? Quit? Get sick of it. He quit live streams. Why? I think I remember him saying something about changing times, and he just went ahead and quit. Yeah, Aquatic Nest does pop up in chat sometime. I do see that too, Peplin. I've told you need to drink water when you wake up anyways.
Well, yeah, but I also want something to drink during the day.
Just spend more time with his family, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I mean, all them tanks down in his basement. He's got quite a few tanks. That probably takes up time in itself. I didn't think it was permanent too. Just trying to figure things out. Sometimes you got to take a break, walk away, do different things. John says, last I heard, I remember correctly, Brandon was taking a career change or advancement too. Okay. Yeah. And that can definitely throw a wrench in your spokes too. You don't get learning new schedules, new people. You got to focus on what you're doing so you can impress and show off and things like that. and try to cement your place at your new job, so I can get that. Focus on that. His last video was 7 months ago. His last live was 4 months ago. Okay. Yeah, I was curious about that. For some reason, he popped up in my head, and I was thinking about him. I haven't seen him in a while. So, what else? What else do I got? So, I told you guys about that 125 that turned out to be a flop. I did take the bottom glass off that I told you about. They tried to repair it with. Got it in the shed. Got one of them glass cutters. Marked it out. Man, I can't get it to pop. Maybe it's because of the way I'm doing it. I'm assuming when you're cutting glass, you have to have one straight line and pop it. But I can't go widthwise to do that because the glass lid I'm trying to make is longer. So I have an L cut going and it's not wanting to snap off. I'm assuming it all has to be straight cuts, meaning I cut the glass in an L, but I've got it holding on this end and this end. I try to pop it off, but it's not snapping off. And against your wise words, Jody, I did go over it several times and I can't get the glass to pop up. I got a couple glass lids I want to replace in here. Dan Ingalls says, I got a couple new shorts out of my page if anyone wants to see our tiger barbs. Absolutely, Dan. Tiger barb is one of my favorite fish. Sitting beside a 55-gallon tiger barb tank here. I'll definitely check that out. Tiger barbs, another spicy fish. Can be. Tommy says, hi, Emma. I've been out messing with my chickens. L cuts are hard. So how do you do it? Like, it has to be that way. I can't go I don't think I can go let me measure. Maybe I can just go to the width and make one cut. Christian B, good morning. Good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. It's all measured and cut. I do out a straight line using clamps. Tommy coming in there. Tommy. If anybody has a laptop they're not using that has an i7 or above chip in it and you don't want it, send it to Tommy. He needs a new laptop. Let me tell you what happened. It's not his fault. It's not his kid's fault. The screen literally just exploded. That's what happened. And he was looking at different ways to repair it, but when he looks at it, all the new computers are ridiculously overpriced. They have i3 or less chips in them that can't handle much. Even building it and trying to replace it sometimes costs more than buying a new one. So he's trying to get a laptop going, or he can't make any more Aquatic News Network. So we got to get him a laptop. John says, I'm moving away from glass lids myself, going to double wall polycarbonate. Okay, I've had too many accidents with glass breaking. Yeah. My thing is I step on them. If I have them down on the floor early, I step on them and break them. But I do like my glass lids because you can still see through the top. But what you're talking about, John, would be a lot more manageable and easier to take care of. It's like 1/8 inch or less, Jody, because the glass cutter I have only will do up to 1/4 inch. It's still the same principle, one firm pass over the glass. Okay. It just must be that L cut that's holding me from snapping it off. Correct. I would never admit that the kids decided to use my laptop heavyweight elbow armrest. Sister says, well, stop putting them on the floor. Yeah, I usually don't. I usually just move them to the side. I really don't do that. But I do put them on the floor at times and I snap. This one here just broke because I pushed on it too hard with something. The other one fell off the top, but it was a thicker glass lid. Hey, Whip, you figure out a good time for me to come by yet? Now, he ain't coming by to see you anymore, Brenton. He ain't coming by to see you. He's mad at you. That ain't happening. He's going to see me because we're friends, but he's mad at you. He ain't coming to see you, Brenton. God. Oh yeah, you guys can talk about it. I'll talk about it. He don't like you anymore. He's got the gorgeous hair, and you're out. I'm in. You're out of the circle. I'm in the circle. Yeah, it was pretty dumb, Cecil. Let me put them on the floor, but I never pay attention. I step on it. Snap. Corner comes off. I miss those big old thick glass ones you used to get, and I got a few of them in here, real thick. Dropped one of them off my Oscar tank, hit my foot and everything. It broke, and it made a mess. But Whip says, "I hate everyone equally."
I like that one.
This one,
Yeah.
I hate everyone equally. John says, "It's good to hear I'm not the only one that has mistaken glass lids." Oh yeah, I've done that a few times. Glass lids are probably my biggest nemesis in the fish world. Yeah. In life, it's the utility knife. I've cut myself so many times with them things. But I can understand wanting to move away from glass tops, going to something that's a little bit more forgiving, not going to break. But I do like the look of the aquariums with the glass tops versus anything else. I think Scotty does the like light diffuser lids where there's holes all through it. That looked pretty cool. But I also like glass lids because they help reduce evaporation.
No, when you're on, no, up there.
People ask why I don't have piercings. It's because I have put enough holes in myself on accident. It makes sense. More coughing for attention. Negative. It was just as much my fault as theirs, though. I had a USB keyboard sandwiched inside of the laptop. So when they rested the elbow on it, I got you. Put pressure on the screen. Things like that. Well, lesson learned, anyways.
Hurts.
I think this premiere of the Aquatic News Network is, if I'm thinking, Tommy, it's the one with the hat. With the hat, is that the one you got this week? There's Jim coming in. Good to see you. Appreciate you coming in, buddy. Whip says glass tops are my go-to. I price out that stuff John's talking about. And when I saw how much it cost, I was like, forget that. Yeah. Well, plexiglass, man. Even if you want to use plexiglass, that shit went through the roof. It's insane. Yeah, Tommy saw it for sure. What was it? I was looking at some plexiglass and a big, I think it was like 1/4 inch, 4 big full sheet was something going to be like $400 and some dollars. I remember when you could go get plexiglass to do a lot of things, but I think what happened was after COVID and everyone was buying it to make the dividers in between people with break tables and things like that, it went up in price.
No, above.
Co-host chair fund. Appreciate the super chat, John. $5 co-host chair fund. I got a thing. We have another stool, but it's holding her computer up in her room. I've got to get her a bigger desk. Appreciate the super chat. Jim says polycarbonate double wall greenhouse panels make killer lids. Do you want a chair? Are you gonna stick around? You want to sit on the garbage can?
I'm not garbage. I don't want to sit on the garbage can.
You want the ladder? Here, you can sit here. I got to stand up. My butt's bothering me. Oh, Hey, Mad Max, good to see you, buddy. Appreciate it. Yeah, 200th live stream. Tim says, been using polycarbonate lids for a while now. Okay.
How'd you feel about
I can switch over to my lav mics and we can each have one. We don't have to huddle this thing.
how do you feel about that response I gave you to
Let's try
the garbage can?
Hold on a minute. We're going to try something. Bear with us. So I think. Yeah, he does that for me. So what is, I need a sequel. What is this run? Just responded this perfect. We're gonna undo this. What is this? What the hell is that? What's this? I think that's cool. So we're gonna undo this. We're gonna pop this in here. And then I gotta go to settings. Close. Maybe. How do you change mics? You guys still hear me? Yeah, that's still working. Pop out dashboard. No, I don't want that. Would be under settings.
Can hear you. Oh, he said just kidding, I think.
Oh, how do you on going live through YouTube? Where do you go to change your mic? Mute, that just mutes. Share screen, maybe edit. That shows the webcam. Customization, no. Details. Can you not change the mic once you after you start? How do you do this? Can you change your mic when you're already live through YouTube? If not,
I'm hungry.
huh?
I'm hungry.
I don't think you can do it. Never mind. I don't know. If you can, I don't know how to do it. So never mind. I think I'll just go live through. So I know on StreamYard you can pop it on and off.